Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How you doing? I have been a busy girl lately, but I've found a few hours of freedom that I could do a few readings for you guys. And I decided that I wanted to do a reading on the migrant tent children. Somebody asked me to do that, and I thought that's a pretty good idea. You know, all our focus are on all this political stuff that's going on, and really these poor children, they're still going through being separated from their parents. They're being moved in the darkness from one location to the other in long bus rides, you know. And they say they're taking them in darkness so that they won't run away. I think they're taking them in darkness so that nobody will be watching them, you know. Oh, it's so sad, y'all. It's really, really sad. It's very close to where I live, where all the stuff like that's happening. I live really close to the border, you know, San Antonio. But these tent cities, I think they're in West Texas, closer to El Paso. And let me tell y'all, if you've ever been to Texas and lived out here, you know you don't want to live in a tent in Texas. That's for sure. I mean, we got rattlesnakes, we've got horrible hot weather, humidity, and then when it rains, it's god-awful, you know? So nobody wants to live here in a tent, for sure. And anyway, so I'm going to do a reading on that. I got my cards all lined up and ready to go. I've already shuffled them. You know, I don't shuffle on, you know, I don't like the sound, and I don't want to irritate anybody, so I got them lined up and ready to go. So if you guys like my readings, please hit the like. Subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to be notified of the next one. And if you guys ever want a reading, I do readings. I do the 10 card reading for $25, and I videotape it and send it to you. You can ask me any questions ahead of time if you like, and my email address will be below. You can also go to my business Facebook page, Trudy Lee Tarot with Love. So come and see me over there. You can get a free angel card over there also. And when you get a reading, you actually get a few extras with it too. And your reading can last anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes, okay? Just depending on how much comes out of the reading. I've had it last 20 minutes before. No kidding. I just did one that was 20 minutes. Okay, back to the reading. All right, and here we go. The first card that I go with is the bottom of the deck, okay? And the bottom of the deck is the Empress. Just think there's 13,000 children in those tents, y'all. But this says that they are being cared for. There are people there that have a heart that care for them. And I know there are. I know I have friends that have visited some of those places, and there are many good volunteers that are loving and kind, because they're taking volunteers. They can't, you know, they can't keep up with it. So there's a lot of people that are volunteering to help, and they really are very nurturing, very kind, and they do care for the children. And I read that some of the children that were being moved, some of the volunteers cried because they were leaving, and they were so worried about them, you know. So there's loving, kind people helping. That's good to know. The first card I got is the 5 of Swords. So this is actually how it starts out, right? Conflicts. And then families are separated, so at the border. So that's how they're running away from, you know, war-torn countries and conflict. They come to our border and then they get separated. So that's how it starts out for them. Didn't get, I mean, it's probably better, but I don't know how much better. You're separated from your child. Hopefully they're safe, you know. Okay, the next card covering that is Ace of Swords. So we know that the sword can cut both ways. It can be used for good or it can be used for destruction, right? And somebody had this bright idea to move the children in darkness all into one tent. That, you know, I don't know how it's such a great idea or why, but this is the card that says a new idea. And I think that's the idea, moving all the children to West Texas to a big tent facility. They're taking them all and putting them there. I don't know whose idea that is, but doesn't sound very doesn't sound comfortable to me. I don't think it sounds good. I wouldn't want to live in a tent. Okay. They said, what? They're just moving them in the darkness, y'all, though, so they won't run away, right? That's awful. Overlooking that situation is Ace of Wands. So there is a plan to unite these families together, to reunite the children with their parents, or with family members or foster families. You know, there is a plan to do that, but it needs so much work to be successful. It's not working well, and they really need to do something to facilitate it and help it work better. You know, they have to grow this idea more and work on it, because it's too slow. They're not processing them quick enough, you know. So they need some help. They need another way to do this. So this is just, that's what I think it means anyway. That's what I think. The foundation of the situation is the Queen of Pentacles. So there is someone that is trying to help them. There's a woman, and she is trying to help them. I don't know who this is. She's actually putting up her own money to help them and trying to give them a voice. But I don't know who this person is. Have y'all heard anything about, I don't know if it's who this benefactor is, but they have some kind of benefactor that's helping them. The only person I know that's trying to help them is, I mean, I'm sure there's others, but that Beto O'Rourke that's running here, he's been doing some demonstrations and going to the tent cities and visiting them and everything. I know he's doing that. I'm sure there's others too. But like I said, it's you don't hear that much about it. It's just, you know, nobody's talking about it. This is the past card, and this is the Fool. And this is how I look at this. They fooled the families. The families came to the border and asked for help. And then they put the families in 2 different rooms for questioning and told them they're just going to question them. And then they separated them, and they didn't see their children again. They also even fooled them into signing documents saying that they allowed the government to take the children when, you know, they didn't even know what they were signing. So they were fooled. That's so sad. This is for the future. This is the Hermit. So this is searching for the truth. And these kids are really, really lonely. This is a, you know, lonely guy searching for the truth. So, and the government is searching for the parents and the families. So I think this is just the search that's going on, you know, very slowly to get these families back together. You know, they didn't separate them in the right way to be able to put them back together easily. You know how our government is. One organization doesn't talk to the other, so they've got lots of problems. The 7th card is the Magician. So there is a lot of hope, y'all. Heaven and earth are working to get these families reunited, to help these parents find their children. There are a lot of factors working towards that we don't even understand. Okay, this is what this represents, the Magician card. All the tools that are needed are there. They just have to implement them. That's all. This is the 8th card. This is the 9 of Swords. These children have so much grief, and these parents. Children are crying, of course. They're having sleepless nights. Mothers and fathers are crying for their children too and having sleepless nights. There's so much sadness throughout this whole situation. It's so awful. There's nothing worse than being separated from your child. Nothing. And it's really sad situation. This is the fear. This is what is feared. And what is feared, this is the Page of Swords. And this Page of Swords is always a young person, you know. So they're just so afraid that no action is being taken to make sure that they get back to their parents. Because she's all about action. She's a young person. you know, nervous energy, and they're just so afraid that they're not going to get back to their parents, you know. Of course, that's their fear. They're poor kids. God bless them. Y'all say a prayer for them. They really need prayers and help. If we all say prayers for them and think good thoughts to them, it will help them. It will. It can move this along quicker for them. And this is the outcome card. This is the Emperor. And this is a person, this is a very wise, honorable man. And I think, in my mind, I think this is the new president. When we have a new president, hopefully we'll have a new president before Trump's term is over. And this president, he's going to change everything. He's going to change the laws. He's going to create new rules. He's going to organize the system. And things are going to stop the way they are now. They're going to stop detaining these children from their parents. I mean, they're still doing it, even though they say they're not. They are still doing it. You know, they are. And this man's going to stop it all. He's going to put an end to it. Trump won't do it. It's not going to be Trump. It's going to be this man. I think it's the next president. I think this is who's going to do it. So we're going to have to be patient and wait. So y'all say prayers for the children and for the parents. I mean, even if you came here, even if they tried to sneak across the border, and of course that's wrong, but is it a crime to go to jail for it because you're fleeing your country and you want a better life? You know, if you don't want them here, send them back together. You know, I know there's a big problem with immigration and all that. Why detain them and then put all their expense on the United States? Do you know how much money it's cost to detain these people? If you don't want to help them, send them back together. You know, I don't know. It's all a horrible, sad situation. So you guys send a lot of love to that situation. I know I am. Say prayers for the children and the parents, and God bless them. Okay. All right, that's my reading. It's looks like they're gonna have to be in that situation for a while. So if Trump stays in office for his full term, then it's going to be another couple years for those poor children. So, but if Mueller will get on the stick and get him out of there, maybe after November, when all the blue wave comes, then things will change. We'll see who this emperor turns out to be. Maybe it's somebody else that, you know, can change things with Trump there. I don't know. We'll see. Let's pray for him, okay? All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening to this message for my tarot reading. And I just want to let y'all know I appreciate all the messages that you're sending me. Thank you for asking me to do readings. I am just amazed at how many people want readings, and I'm enjoying doing the readings for you guys. I really love it. It's a lot of fun. And I love your feedback too. I love it. So keep it coming, guys, okay? And do something kind for somebody, either tonight or tomorrow, very soon, as soon as you can, okay? All right. Thanks for viewing, guys. Love you. Bye-bye.